Enjoy the ride.
Zinzino, we inspire change in life.
Testing. Testing, testing. Hello, hi, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Great to see everyone back again on the Tuesday evening with Dr. Abraham. I'm Vincent here, and I will be your main host and translator for today's session, for the Mandarin session, Mandarin translation. All right, so today, the topic, the session will be conducted in English, but for those who wish to listen to Mandarin, and we also have the French interpretation. All right, you can actually select the respective interpretation later on. All right, so that we will go through with you during when Dr. Abraham gives his presentation. Okay, how to do that? You can if you're using a computer to attend, just look for the invitation icon at the bottom of the screen. Okay, and then listen to the respective language like Mandarin or French. All right, it's quite easy. So you can try to toggle along. All right, I'll be there doing the Mandarin translation after our introduction. I'm so happy to see you again tonight. Thank you for taking your time out to participate in tonight's session. Okay, to enrich yourself. We have been planning and organizing a lot of online health talk so that not only you can benefit from all these sessions, but you can also invite your customers, your prospects to this health webinar so that they have a better understanding of the product. All right. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see from the slides today, Dr. Abraham will be discussing with everyone regarding nutrition. Okay. It's no secret that our modern, extremely busy life nowadays is making us take a directory shortcut. All right, this constant lack of time to cook nutritious, to cook healthy food, to cook functional food, okay, play an ever-growing role in creating a world that is out of balance. Okay, which the way our body was set up with. Okay, so that's why you see comparing now with a few years ago, with many years ago, we are seeing more case of health-related problems nowadays. Okay, just look around us, look at our close circles, look at our friends. Okay, you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, and this is why we are here to educate and help more people to improving their health and lifestyle by taking the correct and effective food supplements. And of course, we always see this as well when we actually go to a mall, go to a pharmacy. We always see plenty of health food, okay, different kinds of brand of health food or omega-3 or fish oil out there. Okay, so many different kinds. Most of the time, we see like the customer will be like, wow, looking at the label and they are not sure if this is good for them, that is good for them because they are not so educated, right? So they will be lost. Okay, so what are they supposed to look for? Okay, and how and which brand should they choose? Okay, to ensure to ensure that they can have a good health. Okay, later on, Dr. Abraham will go through with us and teach us on how to meet our nutritional needs through diet and supplementation. Okay, and by the way, for those who are just joining us for the very first time, welcome to the webinar. All right, Zinzino is a test-based nutrition company and listed company as well, based in Sweden, and we are also the world leading company with the largest largest fatty acid test database. All right, so we have been serving many customers in Europe, and of course now we are here in Asia, and we are going to be even bigger with more Asian markets coming up. Okay, and before the end of the session, we will also open up the field for some Q&As. So this will be a wonderful opportunity for you to ask Dr. Abraham anything regarding health and products. I'm pretty sure over the past week, if you have been talking to your customers, talking to the prospects, you will have encountered a lot of product questions from them. Okay, so for some of the questions you are not so sure of, so feel free, prepare all these questions in advance, and feel free to ask Dr. Abraham during his Q&A segment. All right, so that will be a very good time for every one of us here to learn and share knowledge together. Okay, let me give everyone a short introduction of Dr. Abraham. Okay, doctor is based in Malaysia, KL. Okay, and has been in the medical field and worked in the hospital for more than 40 over years. So he is very experienced and has helped plenty of patients back to their health. Even though he's a medical doctor, he truly believes in the holistic approach to keeping our body healthy. All right. So, and now he's also in the scientific advisory board for Zenzino and has been working very closely with the rest of the board members to develop better and wonderful product for you and the market. I can't wait to get the session started. So without further ado, let us all type in 888 into the chat box to give our warmest applause to welcome Dr. Abraham. Doctor, please, thank you.
Thank you, Vincent. A very good evening to everyone. I have an apology to make. Today's slides will not have a Mandarin written translation. I've had some problems with my computer and I couldn't send the slides to Vincent. Vincent, by the way, is a multi-talented man who does a lot of work in our company, different types of work, including translation, both written and talking also. So today's slides will be only in English. Let me share these slides with you. Share. Okay. Meeting our nutritional needs and a little bit about the diet and supplements. Quite a big topic for a short 30, 40 minutes discussion. Now, this is a very old topic. If you need information on this, there are thousands of books on nutrition, diet, and supplements. There are literally hundreds of YouTubes on there. And in spite of this overload of information, we find that there's a lot of misunderstanding. So I'm going to go back to our very basics so that when you come across any new information, you do not get carried away and you can make a very sensible judgment with regarding to your nutrition, your diet, basically, and supplements. So let's start. Now, when it comes to nutritional needs, I put quite a few things under the topic. I'm not going to talk about all of that, but let me say that the nutritional need by the body of oxygen is more important than food. We don't talk about it much because it's the same oxygen all over the world. It is extremely important. We can't do without it for even 5 minutes, and make sure you get enough of that. Water is again the same formula, H2O throughout the world. Wherever you live, you need clean water. When it comes to food, there is a lot of variety, and this is the source of much contention. Okay, so we need to look into this a little bit more. Let's say we have enough oxygen and water. The most influential thing that we can take to sustain our health and well-being is food. Now, I just put in this term shelter because when you look around the world today, due to many political problems, there are a lot of people who are not housed at all, living in the open or tents or something like that. Now, in such a situation, you will not get the right type of food with adequate nutrition. So this is an associated condition, okay, to meet your nutritional needs. Now, food, how important is food? In fact, if you don't have to eat, I think none of us need to work at all. Food is so important that you have to eat several times a day, anywhere between once a day up to the more advanced societies, up to 5 times a day. We don't say meals, we might say snacks, But nevertheless, we keep eating and we in fact overeat without satisfying the nutritional needs of the body. The body requires food, but it must supply in that food the nutritional requirement. Food is a source of pleasure. One of the few pleasures that you can indulge in several times a day till very, very old age. Okay. Now, just an interesting side note. How long can you do without food? Oxygen, 5 minutes, water, maybe 5 days. Food, it's about a month. After that, you can get into serious trouble. Now, do you know what is the world record for fasting? That means not eating any solid food. World record. The world record is 382 days. Now, this might shock some of you. So I'll show you the picture of the person who did it. It was not some time in the past. It was within historical times. He was followed up at the hospital on a weekly, sometimes daily basis from 1965 June till late June 66. The first intent was to lose weight. So nothing seemed to work on this patient, and the doctor just suggested that you do a mild fast. This man stopped eating for a couple of days and he felt very fine. Of course, he continued to drink enough water. He also drank tea on and off, and he was given some multivitamin tablets from the hospital. And in that 382 days, he went from this weight to this much. This is a huge loss of body weight, as you can see from the picture. Now, he was followed up for 5 years after that, and his weight was around 95 kilos 5 years after that, with apparently no ill effect. I'm showing you this to warn you not to try this. Now, it doesn't work the same on everybody. If you want to fast, fine, 1 day, maximum 3 days. Above that, it has to be under medical supervision. Okay, let's look at food. Now, we are all familiar why we need food. Okay, what we normally don't consider important, and it is, I think, extremely important if you want to maintain the diet, you must have enough of food to chew. If the chewing is not enough, you will not be satisfied with the diet. Okay? It must also have a taste that satisfies you. If the food is nutritious but tastes like rubber, you are not going to stick with the diet for long. So anyone who is choosing to follow a particular diet because you are convinced of that, fine. But make sure there is enough bulk for you to chew and the taste must be satisfying. The last I checked, there are 26 over different types of diet in the market. All diets work and all diets don't work. They work for a short period, so people get excited, but they don't stay with the diet long enough. So when it begins to fail, they usually blame themselves. And so these diets keep getting repeated. I have watched the market for the last 40 years. They keep coming back under different names. So when you choose a diet, there is nothing wrong. Make sure there's enough to chew. The taste must be satisfying. Must give you a certain amount of bulk so that your stomach feels reasonably full. If you don't have that feeling, you will not stay with the diet for long. The very determined ones may continue for a couple of months, but they give up. Okay, so make sure there is enough bulk, and the whole thing must be such that will help you to expel the waste. You must have not just bowel movements, you must have complete bowel movements. That will give you a sense of well-being on the diet. So, food, we will go into details regarding this repair, growth, and maintenance. But the basic part here, make sure this is satisfied most of the time. You may not be able to do it for every meal, but most of the time you should. Okay? Now, food provides nutritional needs. They find that the nutritional needs for your requirement best comes from foods as fresh as possible. The moment food is harvested, it begins to degenerate. In other words, the enzymes in the food begin to break down, and therefore the quality of the food begins to deteriorate, even if you keep it in the fridge, unless you keep it in special freezers where the temperature is much, much lower than your regular fridge. Now, they also find that since we are from different parts of the world, geographically, we are from warm climate, cold climate, hilly country, lowland, seaside. Food that is grown in the soil and the climate around you supplies the best nutritional needs that you may have. Therefore, it's good to have not just fresh food from the same area that you live. Maybe 30, 40 miles out is fine, but around that same area. This is not to say don't take any fruit from overseas for pleasure, for taste. Yes, eat food from anywhere. I still enjoy oranges that come from halfway around the world. They taste very nice. But because of the distance, the vitamin C content in oranges is nowhere near it was 30, 40, 50 years ago. Okay, so further away the sources, the nutrition decreases. Now, the other thing that we don't realize is the way the food is prepared is very complementary with the cultural influence that we have. And this is important. You might get a very nutritional diet. I've spoken to patients who've gone overseas for surgery or some special treatment. And the diet is quite different because it's a different country. The diet that they have is very nutritious, but they just don't feel that they have recovered well. When they come home and take the type of diet that they are used to, including the preparation, they seem to recover faster. So look at the cultural influence that you have. Okay. Now, I'm also probably talking to people who have migrated. Now, those who have grown up in a particular part of the world, settle down in the adult life in a different part of the globe, will get adjusted to the new diet, but on and off they yearn for the older diet. Now, those of you who have settled down like that, you will be surprised, and I'm sure you already know, that your children do not enjoy your traditional food anymore. You take them home for holidays and you try to get traditional food for them. The first thing they will ask you is there any McDonald's shop around here or KFC or something like that? Okay, so the influence of culture and all that throughout your upbringing into adulthood has a major component in meeting your nutritional needs. When we talk about nutrition, it is not only ingredient, everything that comes with it. Now, the psychological component, if you have a simple meal with your family, you find that you feel very satisfied. Okay. There are studies to show that if you eat under very friendly or loving relationship, you do digest your food better, you absorb more nutrition in that order. Okay. So as we focus on the ingredient content of foods, let's not forget all the other influences that contribute to our health. Now, let's come to the nutritional part. Now, food is grown commercially today, so they have to be grown on the same soil, same crop, repeatedly, more than once, twice, sometimes 3 times a year. Now, very soon, that soil gets depleted. Depleted of what? Minerals. Minerals are a ingredient that the plant cannot synthesize. The plants can synthesize protein, carbohydrate, fats, vitamins, enzymes, fiber, the works, but not minerals. They have to get it from soil. And when the soils are depleted, the mineral content goes down and affects the enzyme content of the food. Now, enzymes are extremely important. It's difficult to get supplements on enzymes simply because it is not easily trapped in any preparation. We have close to, according to some biochemists, up to 50,000 different enzymes in the body. Within the cell, digestive enzymes combined together. So this part requires adequate minerals for it to work. So when you have lack of this, it affects the quality of enzymes in the food. It's very important. Now, all this puts an extra stress on the digestive system for several reasons. No animal eats a diversified diet like we do. The cow will eat only grass or hay. The goat will eat leaves and maybe berries, and so on. Very strict diet. It is only one animal, the man, who can have a traditional breakfast, a Chinese lunch, a Western dinner, and this is a huge stress on the digestive system. Do we support our digestive system to make sure we have enough enzymes and minerals? We don't. We can't, simply because the food quality has dropped. Now, food and health are interrelated in so many ways that you may miss or have less supply of just one or two group of items, and it will negatively impact your absorption. You don't have enough fats, you cannot absorb several vitamins and microminerals. If you do not have enough carbohydrate, you do not get a pleasant sensation after a meal. If you do not have enough fat in the diet, the bile flow is not that great. Bile needs to flow at every meal because that is the route through which waste matter from the body comes out, and therefore you need fat. And the bile also helps in the digestion of fat. You see this is a very simple explanation, but the relationship is much, much more complex. Okay. Now, commercial farming is great. Our yield has improved. Today, we can grow on a given acreage the grains that we grow, whether it's wheat or rice or any other grain. Compared to 50 years ago, our output per acre is 20 times more than before. That's fantastic because of modern commercial farming. But it also has the downside. Why? Because of the lack of mineral and enzyme, the taste and stuff goes down. So when we prepare food and pack it or try to cook it for good taste, we have to add a lot of chemicals to provide you with all this and more. And out of this, some are known to produce or can give you cancer long term, not immediately. So what we do is the government has come out with a lot of legislation saying certain chemicals cannot exceed a certain level. The same level does not apply to everybody's tissues. What may be poisonous or ill effect on someone may be okay with another person because his excretory system can throw out the chemicals. Some with other illnesses existing with them, or just the inefficiency of their body biochemistry, lower levels of chemicals, they may not be able to deal with it. Okay. So among this, I noticed that dissolving enhances. People like to throw a tablet into water, it buzzes, becomes a liquid, and you drink it. Now, they don't realize there are chemicals that are needed to provide you with that dissolving stuff. Okay. I'm not saying don't take it. If you are traveling for the sake of convenience, yes, for a short period, you can do it. But do not make it a lifestyle. Okay. Now, the positive side of today's food, most of the places, I can talk about Southeast Asia, we get enough protein in the food. And I've looked at surveys in the West, the average diet has adequate protein. Where we may fall short is we may overcook the food and therefore break down the protein, or we do not spread the protein intake throughout the day. You must have some protein in your breakfast, in your lunch, and your dinner. Morning, it may be eggs. Afternoon, it may be a fish or beef. Evening, fowl, chicken, something like that. Okay. Spread it throughout the day, and you will get enough of protein content. We have enough of that. In fact, the carbohydrate supply nowadays is adequate. One negative point is the engineering of crops has produced carbohydrate concentration so that it is compact. In other words, the volume is less, but the calories are high. This is what is called dense carbohydrates. For example, the rice that we take now, at least here in Asia, it is very dense. People easily put on weight by taking today's rice. This was not the problem, say, 50 years ago, where people had more rice and did not put on weight that easily. Yes, they did physical work and so on, but today, even with exercises and intensity of exercises, we find that we have really cut down on our rice because they have become more starchy, okay? More carbohydrates, more volumes. Okay, now fat, we get enough fat. The problem is we may not get the right type of fats, okay? Fats are, well, almost, a little bit more than twice the increase of carbohydrates, if you look at it in gram. So if your fat consumption is on the high side, weight increase is a problem. How come fats and degenerative diseases are related? One, too much fat. Fat is a good storage tissue or substance in the body. So toxins or chemicals that are in our food, in our environment, when it gets into the body, if you're carrying more fat than normal, percentage of body fat is higher, that's an excellent storage for the toxins to stay in your body instead of being excreted. So food today provides some good things, but overdone, it has problems. Now, when we look at all that, it looks like we have no choice but to look at something, reinforce our diet. And therefore, we have to supplement. take a report of, say, an engineer's building a bridge, and there's something that's not right. So what they do is they produce a supplementary report on the progress of the building. That does not replace the main report. Okay, so a supplement in the nutritional sense is not a replacement. You must make all efforts to have the best diet that you can afford. Don't spend too much on food. Okay, reasonable amount. Okay, this, whatever supplement you buy, only complements a healthy diet. More people are now smart enough. Many years ago, a lot of people thought if you take supplements, you can eat anything you want. The supplements will cover you up. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay. Now you must realize a supplement is to only fill in the blanks, that basic elements that may not be present in your diet. So you've got to be very careful in handling your supplements. So this will help you with the choice and keep the cost of supplementation to as low as possible. Okay. Some people will say, oh no, I mean, our parents never took supplements. They were quite okay. For your information, I have personal friends who have never taken any supplements in their lives, and they are quite okay. I would say they're just lucky. Okay. Historically speaking, there is nothing wrong with supplementation. If you look at history books, they list something like 25 to 26 known civilizations, big, small, short-lived, long-lived, and so on. All of them grew their own food. Exports and imports of food was rare those days. You grow your own stuff, which means almost organically. There was no chemical fertilizer. In spite of that fresh, organically grown food, all of them, all ethnic groups involved in civilizations, had special preparations seasonally. They didn't have much time. Many of them were moving all the time, or they had to engage in work the whole day to supply basic food. Seasonally, during cold weather, during rest periods, they had special preparations. I would call that supplements. And the special preparation was mandatory for pregnancy and recovering from illness or injury that was common those days. Okay, so we have 3 types of food preparation. What is basically required for everyone. Some preparations strengthen you in your areas of weakness. You know, the special preparation, I think all ethnic groups used certain parts, and I'll just touch on this old supplement. Soups from different parts of the plant, leaves, the flower, the roots, or whatever, and animal parts, all of us are quite familiar with this because in many cultures, even today, you have a problem with the back, they will say soup made from the tail of this animal will help you with the weakness in your back. Okay. Or soup from the hoof of the animal will support recovery from fatigue, and so on and so forth. Okay. The older preparation was old-fashioned. It was soup. It was, you can say, a long time to prepare, quite raw, and it wasn't palatable to consume, difficult to consume. Now, nowadays, the difference is because of technology, we can pack it up into capsules, tablets, liquids, spray, even injections. Okay, much easier to consume without that terrible taste and so on. And we have identified up to more than 150 beneficial nutritional ingredients. However, we still do not have the technology to package all of them. So we can package up to almost 100 of them. Okay, not all yet. So we are still in the progress of preparing that. The moment you say supplementation is okay, several other questions come to mind. Now, I don't like to say this, but the supplementation industry is not very much better than big pharma. There are many companies that put out nutritional supplements that do not have what is listed on their label. Several tests have been done on and off throughout the last 20, 30 years by FDA, Food and Drug Administration, USA, randomly picking out nutritional products from the shelf and analyzing it, and they found something like 2/3 of them do not have all the ingredients that are listed on the label in amounts, much less. So industry is very large. Only I can give you probably a ballpark figure for US. I'm not sure about Europe. US has about 1,000, just over 1,000 companies or factories that produce nutritional supplements. And there are about 10,000 different companies marketing nutritional products. Now, not all companies that market produce their product. They contract out the manufacturer from those who make it. Okay. So quality, they may start off with quality over the years. They might go down when cost goes up and so on and so forth. So this puts a burden on the consumer like you and me, how to choose a product. Of course, cost is a factor, but many people are willing to pay a fair price if the quality is there. Okay. Now, after a while, you get to know which one is cost effective and so on. And then the big question, are there any results? In fact, many people even today say vitamin and food supplements and all that is an expensive way of producing your urine. You don't benefit. Okay. Why? Because demonstrating that you actually benefit from your products is not easy. Fortunately, companies are beginning to emerge where they have products which can be tested to see whether you are benefiting from it. One such company is Zinzino, and I would urge you to look at the products that we have. Okay. How to choose the supplements? You need to look at the food that I talked about, basic and special preparations, seasonally prepared. And of course, the third group is you have some special physical need. Now, special preparations is more for health, energy, and so on. Therapeutic formulae will be more like in modern times. You may have a liver concern, you need milk thistle extract, you may have a joint problem, you may need glucosamine or even collagen protein to support you, things like that. You may have a nerve or brain fog, and you may need something like ashwagandha or ginseng to boost the function of nerve cells. Okay. So when you look at all that, I would say, and I'm going to talk a little bit only about the basic. Basic is something required by everyone. Okay. It has to be a minimal number of supplements, at the most 2 or 3, not more than that. Okay. However, they must provide all of this. Probably a little bit of immune boosting ingredients also, because in today's world, we are exposed to and will be continued to be exposed to infectious agents that the body is not familiar with. Okay. And there are some bad ones that will be coming up later in the years, the way things are going. Okay. So we need to this basic ingredient, supplements. And I'd like to highlight 3 or 4 from which you can choose the one that is appropriate to you marketed by Zinzino. Okay, this one would be, I would say, the basic one should be a vitamin mineral product. Now I've got two products here. I put this because this one, Elixir, is available only in Southeast Asia, and in Europe and North America, and Plus is available. Both are multivitamin mineral products, and both are extremely good. Now, this one, Elixir here, has a very large dose of antioxidants, okay? Whereas the one here, instead of that, has immune boosting substances, okay? Now, this needs a special presentation on this, but let me highlight one or two things. And this is for people who are from Europe, where you can get the product. All substances, vitamins, minerals are extracted from natural sources. Now, this is a claim made by a lot of people. I just give you one example. Vitamin B and C today can be synthesized in the lab, and the synthesis of that will give you the exact B and C found in nature. So companies will say natural, but actually it's synthesized. Now with Zinzino, 10 plus is actually extracted from vegetables, B and C. They go to that extent. So it's a little bit more expensive, one. Number two, because it is from entirely natural sources, the color can change for different batches. And I know this has caused some concern among the consumers, but rest assured, it is because of different harvesting times for the basic ingredients to be extracted. Okay, over here we have antioxidants from 3 different sources: mangosteen, green tea, and aloe vera. In addition to the basic vitamins, we also have a large array of micro minerals. Over 70 of the minerals found in nature are found in this product. So either one, basic product one. Number two, satisfy the fat that is much wanted in our diet today. Very short of omega-3, which is extremely important for heart health, immune health, and nerve health. So this is a product that focuses on omega-3, and we also have a test, blood test, dry blood spot test, where you can find out whether this product is actually working. Now, many a time before this, we had to rely on our feeling. When the product is taken initially, most people, any product, they feel better. After a while, they don't feel any difference. Now, you can't go by feelings alone. And here, this blood test will help you determine whether it is helping your body, because this will detect omega-3 levels at the cellular level, where it has been not only absorbed, but utilized into the cell membrane. Okay, second product. Now, the third one, I would recommend it strongly, but if you are taking a reasonably good diet with enough fiber, that should be okay. But here, they have put together a special combination of fibers, 6 different fibers from 5 different sources, put together in such a way that it acts as food for your friendly bacteria. Therefore, we call it a prebiotic, okay, as apart from probiotic. Probiotic supplies the bacteria, but the bacterial content and percentage may vary from person to person. So a better way would be to give food for your friendly bacteria, so that that can multiply and support your health. This is entirely fiber, different types, in the right proportion that can support your health and also regular bowel movements. Now, with the prebiotic, your friendly bacteria grows and must produce the right kind of postbiotic. Postbiotic substances are chemicals that are released by the digestion of fiber by your friendly bacteria that will function as a barrier in the large intestine. Large intestine is the repository of waste matter. That must not irritate the lining of the large intestine. So you need a very good coating. That coating, if lost, gives rise to, over a long period, all kinds of bowel diseases. So to prevent that, and if you already had some problem, to restore the health, this xenobiotic is extremely important. Okay. So these are the three products, and summarize, pay attention to your diet. You will not be able to achieve 100% thing. That's practical, yeah. But most of the time, try and get it right, and then take basic supplements to reinforce the diet. Okay. As far as diet is concerned, this is adequate unless you have special needs. I will stop here and maybe take some questions that you may have with regards to what we have been talking about, or anything else that is related to this. There is a lag time. I guess some people are formulating their questions. Yes, we have the questions coming in. May I know balance oil and Velexir, whether it can help in glaucoma? Now, glaucoma is a condition in the eyeball where the pressure in the eyeball keeps increasing for several reasons. Okay, now, can these products help? No. Your medical condition like glaucoma, once it has come to that stage, you will need medical treatment. Okay, and so because it doesn't help glaucoma, why bother taking a supplement? No. Malfunctions in the body is something that develops after some period. It could be because of inherent problems in the biochemistry or lack of adequate nutrition. So if you take the nutrition, it may help you prevent other problems, okay? Maybe not the one like glaucoma specifically, okay? So no, the products will not help with glaucoma directly, but it will support the general health of the patient, yeah? Heart disease and stroke, top killer in Malaysia, and in fact, in most of Asia. This could be due to very nice food or poor diet and lifestyle. How can balanced oil help to improve or prevent these problems? Okay. Heart disease and stroke, both are related to blood vessels. Now, the health of the blood vessels depends on many things. Okay. Age, your gender. Males have a higher incidence compared to females. Okay. Physical activity. People who are active have less incidence, okay? And then also food. Now, in food, one of the major factors is omega-3 that seems to be very short in our diet today. So I would suggest take balanced oil and make sure you correct other areas that will increase the risk. Let's say you're someone in the 40s or 50s. Make sure your blood pressure is okay, your cholesterol levels are okay, your sugar levels are within normal limits, okay? So you need to look at all that. Now, omega-3 will help in maintaining the good structure of blood vessels. I've already got the problem. Someone has gone through a heart attack and stroke. Should we take it? Yes, because these problems can recur. And when they happen the second or third time, they're going to be more severe. Okay. Can it reverse the whole thing? No. It can help the body to repair and slow down the progress of these diseases. It may, in fact, even stop it at that point. So these are the benefits you will get. Do you recommend taking balance oil to improve cell membrane fluidity, then take Velexir or other multivitamins for better absorption? Now, when you take a supplement, basic supplement, I mentioned 2 or 3, take it all together. You know why? They all are interdependent. One supports the other. They are synergistic. Yes, omega-3 will help with the fluidity of the cell membrane or the flexibility. Okay. You know what other things can help? Reduce your saturated fat intake. Do a little bit more physical activity. So the movement itself exercises not only the blood vessels, but also the cells. Okay. Now, for them to function at optimum level, you need the enzymes, the antioxidants, the micro minerals that are found in Velexir, or for those who are in Europe, in Extend Plus. Can balance oil help to improve herniated disc problems? No. Okay, let me explain that. Let's say there is a disc problem at your lower back, lumbar area, and this vertebrae are numbered. Let me give you a theoretical situation. Lumbar 3 and 4. The disc has herniated. That means the structure there has altered to a point where normal architecture has been disturbed. Now you need to correct that. Early stages, physiotherapy, physical exercises, and so on can help. But if it is advanced, the herniation is quite severe, pressing on your muscles, and worse still, if it happens to press on your spinal nerve, you can have severe pain. You may need surgical intervention. Where does balance oil come in? Now, if you have a herniated disc or a spine problem in L3 and 4, you can rest assured that your spine, all the 33 bones, are not at its best health. Okay? Why L4? That is the one that is moving a lot. The other area is your cervical neck area. So I would suggest take the balance oil so that the rest of the spine is strengthened and this sort of problem doesn't occur there in time to come. Okay. If someone has excess lymphocytes and white blood cells, can advise to take balance oil first. Okay. As a supplement, start taking it. why does the person have excess white blood cells? There are 5 types of white blood cells. Lymphocyte is one of them. Okay. You can have the large or small lymphocyte. Now, the count is important. If the count is a bit high, they may be just coming out of a flu or some mild infection, during which time the white blood cell increases and the test may have been done before it comes back to normal. Normal is about 4 to 11,000. Okay. So it may be 12, 15. That's fine. But if you find that the white blood cell is 40,000 or 50,000, you have to make sure that it is not leukemia, which is cancer of the white blood cell. So the count is important. Whatever the situation, okay, whether they need treatment or something, yes, balanced oil as a nutritional reinforcement will help. How can balanced oil help cancer patient? Now, cancer is a very serious thing. A patient who has cancer, of course, will be under treatment. They suffer from many things. One of the things is poor appetite. Okay. And in many cancers, the taste gets altered. What is a little bitter becomes more bitter. What is sweet becomes less sweet. So they don't like to even eat normal food that much. It doesn't give them much pleasure. Okay. Not all cancer patients, some, they can have this problem. Okay. And in cancer, you may require more nutrition because your immune system now is actually in full battle mode. Okay. One of the ingredients that will support the immune system is balanced oil. Okay. Not only with the omega-3, but with the polyphenols, the antioxidants there, and also the fact that it has got omega-9, vitamin D3, all will chip in to support the immune system. Yes, please take the treatment recommended by the doctor as a nutritional supplement and reinforcement. Take balanced oil, and I would say a basic multivitamin mineral supplement.
Okay, all right. Thank you, doctor, for your sharing. Once again, okay, I'm pretty sure everybody here tonight has benefited from your tip and advice, okay? So let us all give doctor a round of applause one more time. Thank you so much, Dr. Abraham.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, we know that doctor has given a very good recommendation. Okay, taking Felixia extend. If you are in Europe, with balanced oil and xenobiotic, they makes a perfect combination. Okay, Felixia and extend, they contains a lot of vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, antioxidants. Okay, while balanced oil keeps our cell healthy and keep our body in balance. Okay, so of course xenobiotic is good for the gut health. Okay, 70% of the immune system is actually in the gut, so we have to protect it as well. Okay, so this can help make our body much better, absorb the nutrition much better, and also improving the efficiency of the products. Okay, many people have experienced it yourself. Okay, have experienced it, you experienced the product, and they have very positive feedbacks about them. Okay, including myself. And it's so simple, it's so convenient. I took balanced oil with Felixia in the morning. Okay, and I just need a minute of my day, 1 minute of my day, and my health is taken care of. Okay, and I can focus on my daily activities after that. Okay, of course, if you like what Dr. Abraham has said earlier, okay, but have yet tried taking any of our product, just talk to the person who invite you to the call. Okay, but before you start taking any of the products, right, the Zinzino product, okay, we recommend you to do a test first, which is what we call the balance test. Okay, so from this balance test, you know where you stand. Okay, because whether you have been taking a lot of products before or not, it doesn't matter. Do the test first. You do the test first. Okay, so that there won't be any more guessing regarding your health status, because the balance test will show you what you're actually missing. Even for those partners or customers who have been on other brands of omega-3 fish oil, just do the test. Okay, so that you can see whether the product that you have been taking, are they really working for you. Okay, we had so many new customers over here who are on other brands of product, and they are so surprised that even after many years of taking other brands, all right, they are still not 3:1 balance yet. Okay, so what do we mean by not balanced? Okay, when we say balanced, omega-6:3 ratio must be 3:1 and below. When we say not balanced, means 3 and above, 3:1 and above. All right, so let's say, for example, in this part of the world, Singapore, Malaysia, the average balance ratio is about 20 to 30:1. Okay, very common for those customers who have not been taking any omega-3s. Okay, so what happens when we are not balanced? For example, 30:1. Okay, there will be inflammation in the body, and prolonged excessive inflammation in the body at cellular level. The risk of having chronic disease will be high. All right, such as, for example, the risk of having high blood pressure, diabetes, heart problems, or even cancer. Okay, will be much higher. Okay, therefore, it's actually very important for our body or cell to have this, what we call 3:1 balance. Okay, so we do the test first. So we start taking the balanced oil together with xenobiotic, together with Malaysia, okay, for 120 days. Okay, and after 120 days later, okay, you will definitely see an improvement. Okay, who can take balance oil? Who can take Malaysia? You know, about everyone. Okay, everybody. Okay, in the family, they can take the balance oil from 6 months old all the way to 100 years old. Okay, and after 120 days of this product, of taking the products, all right, balance oil, do the second test again to see to see your improvement. Worldwide, until today, we have done more than 970,000 tests. Okay, we had a big database, and from this 970,000 balance tests we get so far, we can be very sure that you will definitely see an improvement in your results, and therefore likely to be balanced, and therefore likely to have lesser inflammation in your body after 120 days. Okay, all right. Okay, so I have seen many customers, partners having the same improvement. So I would urge everyone to try our products if you are not done so. Okay, next I'm going to talk, I'm going to our monthly schedule. Okay, for this month. Okay, for this, on every Monday, we will have Victor Chow speak to us. Next week, he will be speaking to us on Monday, 9 p.m. about, it will be in Mandarin for this Victor Chow topic on every Monday, 9 p.m. Okay, Dr. Abraham session will be on every Tuesday. Okay, so we will post up the topics again. Okay, in somewhere next week. Okay, to inform everyone about his upcoming schedule. And then, of course, this coming Friday we have Miss Julia session as well. It will be a Mandarin health talk as well. She'll be talking about balance oil and Valencia, and also of course the balance test. Okay, so if let's say you have any Mandarin speaking customers, invite them to the session on this coming Friday, 8:45 p.m. For Miss Julia's session. Okay, I know that sometimes it can be not easy to remember all this session, the timing and everything. Not to worry, just follow us at Team Zinzino Asia if you have not done so. Okay, on Facebook. Okay, on Facebook, just follow us at Team Zinzino Asia. Okay, connect with us, stay connected with us. We will post all our trainings, all our health webinar schedule 24 to 48 hours before the session start. Okay, you can also follow us at our various social media channels as well. Okay, so that you will not miss out any important information that we might be sharing. Okay, that's all for tonight. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. I hope everyone tonight has enjoyed yourself and find this session beneficial. Okay, do help us to continue to promote and share our health talk. I shall see everyone again on this Friday for the Mandarin session. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. Good night and have a wonderful week ahead. Okay, bye for now.